Hi, this is James from Fatfinger, sharing some best practices on how to implement Fatfinger successfully across your organization. To start, we just want to share some best practices on why we're actually using Fatfinger in the first place, and it comes down to the purpose of our of really Fatfinger and why it started, and it's to empower the front line to create digital transformation. And when we say front line, we mean we call these guys Bob. They're non-IT people. They're the subject matter experts. They're the ones who are operating the business, and they're experts in whether it's they're in the production or their operator, reliability team, health and safety. They have a lot of expertise and great ideas on how to improve and streamline the organization. And so here's a photo. I'm actually behind the camera here, and you can see that they have their old clunky paper forms. These are asset inspections, health and safety documents like safety observations, JSAs. You can see them hanging on the wall here, and they're not IT people. There, and you can see that they're dragging and dropping and creating apps. His colleague here is testing the app, and they'll deploy this after the meeting. And so, really, that's what the tool is. Fatfinger is designed for: is empowering non-IT people with no code to create digital transformation. And so, why in the first place are we doing this? And it's operational excellence, continuous improvement, whatever term you use inside of your team. But really, it comes down to uh, how do we optimize the organization in terms of decreasing downtime costs, and increasing throughput or whatever it is that you make. Whether you're a service organization, you want to do more jobs, you're manufacturing, you're producing more widgets or barrels of X, liquid. That's what we're after here. And if we look at the cost structure, it's all about the opportunity cost or lost from not running optimally. So we have our tech expense, which we're a little fraction given our disruptive pricing we have. We have the labor costs of doing business, but really when we have a downtime event or a quality defect, something that really impacts the opportunity lost. And so a refinery going down is much more expensive than the labor, an hour a person's time or a software license. And so that's what we're trying to capture and optimize, and what processes and procedures enable this and to be as low as possible. And so if we look at where does that how does that opportunity cost happen? And it happens from defects, whether your team runs lean or Six Sigma. There's a variety of different words that describe basically problems that happen. Right? There's defects from quality of materials, defects from workmanship, failure events, maybe design flaws in your operations, and maybe just not operating the asset correctly, not being a skilled operator. And so if we start looking at Fatfinger, Fatfinger can help with each one of these things. For example, quality of materials. Well, you might have a app template for incoming delivery inspections. Did we actually get what we ordered? Is it damaged? Are all of the component pieces there? And so you're now improving that procedure. Or maybe it's an operator round where are we going through each one of the proper steps? Are we doing those visual inspections? Are we capturing the pressures or temperatures or whatever it is that make sure that you're operating your asset effectively? So those are just some kind of an overview of defects. If we look at, and it will provide these slides for download, you can go through in detail. But if we look at if we take a step back, where are we in our operational maturity? So are we, don't fix it, kind of ignore the plan and hopefully everything goes well, or we don't want to spend any money in fixing things, only fix it when it's break. Are we doing preventative maintenance or preventative work to improve operational outcomes, or are we really being strategic? Fat finger gets you up this curve really quickly, and obviously the higher in the curve, the better you operate. I've got a couple exercises here for your team to do. We won't go into it now. And so hopefully that just gives you a quick overview of why we're doing things. We're trying to spot defects to ultimately lower the opportunity cost or improve the rate of throughput or the rate of service and the quality, and also the safety on doing business. Looking forward to sharing more in our next video.